Yes, good morning, dear viewers of Gaza Media. Welcome again to another episode of The Voice. Today is Saturday, the 9th of November 2024, and this is almost 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, even though we have about 5 minutes, 1 minute to the time. So we just want to ask our audience to share the link, share the link to different forum, to different forums of WhatsApp group so that people can turn in and listen to this wonderful presentation, wonderful information. As you know, we'll be touching base with the bishop visit to Esauta Fondo, the accident that happened, and we'll also be getting in touch with our correspondent, if line permit, who is right now at Fonga, covering the medical outreach sponsored by the Kudu and Panas. We'll also be bringing in some other guests from Lebang village, Belua, to discuss on a certain project and the fundraising that is going to take place at Silicon Hotel somewhere in my 17 Boya. The date will be announced during the presentation. So please, like I said, share the link to family, to friends, to all the viewers of Gaza Media, and so that we'll begin soon. And of course, our reporter who has been doing an amazing job, Karin, will be joining me soon to give us update of the challenges and the successes of her trip to Esota. Stay tuned. Yes, Karin, welcome to this morning. I'm glad that you are back home and safely after your last trip to Esota.
Thank you,
So I
sir.
think this is the first time you've been to Esota. So can you briefly just share with us your experience?
Thank you very much, sir, for the question. My trip to Esalta was one of a kind. Like you just mentioned, this is my first time traveling to Esalta Fondom, and the roads were really bad. Bad as if you want to compare it to that of the road from Chang or the Menji Fontaine Road, this one is really bad. It's made up of a lot of stones and hills, and you have to descend and climb a lot of hills at times. There were times that we went down from the bike and had to trek for a particular distance and then climb on the bike again for further traveling. It was really bad. And after the event, we had to trek for a couple of hours at night so we could be able to get a bike in the morning on Tuesday morning for Cham. So we trekked through valleys and hills at night. You can imagine trekking in the bushes at night with torches. It was a terrible experience when it comes to roads. But on the other side, it was a wonderful experience for me because, like they say, traveling is learning, and I learned a lot within my stay there in the Salta. I learned traditional wise, I learned cultural wise, I learned, and um, I learned too from elites of that area, the challenges that they face too when it comes to this road, and the fact that they don't have electricity. Electricity too was another problem, and they had to carry generators from the Fons Palace to the church premises in order to light up the place. So those were my challenges, sir.
So yes, you were talking about the road network. It appears like everywhere the BLM you travel to Menji during the hair campaign. Now you travel to Sota. When you look at the road, What do you make of it when you look at uh, the road going to the headquarters of the BLN? Then you look at the road going to Esota. Is there any much difference in the poor nature of the road?
There's not much difference when it comes to these two roads being compared. There's not much difference, like I said, but for me, this is from my personal point of view. The main G Fontaine road is more easier. It gets worse when it's raining, but this Assalta road is very difficult to navigate, given that it has a lot of hills. Like I said, the road has it has a lot of bumps on it, and we actually went down the bike for a couple of times and trekked for a while before mounting the bike again to continue journey. That was to and fro. It's not like when you're going I was going and when I was coming, there were different experiences, the same experience. But when I went to Menji, my ride down the hill to the Mary Health of Africa Hospital Fontem, it wasn't easy. But when I was going
But
back to Chang, it was a smooth ride because I was already familiar with the road. But the Asota road wasn't easy.
yeah, but you must also understand that you went to Fontaine during the different season. That was, I think, that was in March or April
Yes,
when the
sir.
rainy season was. Yes, but I think this time was still kind of like we were just exiting the rainy season, and which the runoff must have destroyed the road, dig the road left and right. I think that may also be one of the reasons where you see a lot of galloting, pumping, and the rest. Okay. Now talking about the infrastructure, the crisis has really, really affected uh, this area, especially the BLM entirely. Uh, Many houses have been abandoned, some buildings, schools, etc. What was your take when you look at the surrounding areas?
Thank you very much again, sir. Okay, my take is infrastructures have been abandoned, just like you said. The school, there's actually a government school that has been renovated and is ready for use, but inhabitants cannot use it. If this is due to the crisis, and they have just a community school they use. That community school, according to my interview with Dr. Fomin Edward, that was a casual conversation I had with him. He said that is the school, the only school that operates in Zanchen, and students are not even there because parents have left the village for Chang and Suza and the rest. So my take is there are a lot of buildings in that area, but they are not in use. Like the Menji Council that is covered by grass. We we have other schools that have been covered by grass because according to Dr. Fomin, still in a casual conversation, not recorded on camera, he said the voices on ground are are ready to promote a community school and not a government school. So the only community school available around there is that is the only school the population use, and they cannot use these other schools that have been renovated because of the crisis. And good thing there's a medical health center or there's a health center, and that health center is helpful or has been helpful to the population and also serve as a source of drink of potable water to the population. So entirely, it's not entirely bad per se because aside school issues, the aside having issues with school, they balance it up with health and potable water.
Okay. Now, yes, yes, just to put in perspective, you mentioned about Menji Council. So it's an extension, I believe, it's an extension of the council at the headquarters in Menji.
Yes, yes,
So
sir.
because Menji Municipal Council covered the entire region from the entire Fontaine subdivision from the Bangfondom to Njogwe and Esota, all these three fondom. So, Karina, I want to thank you so much. Then why coming back now, we do not have images of When you got to Chang, when you were exiting Chang, coming back home to Boya, there's this landslide that occur, and you witnessed part of the landslide. Can you briefly, maybe tell our audience what you saw?
The landslides at the Chang Hill. This is my first time, first of seeing the landslides. I've never experienced one before, and I couldn't have images because my phone was low. As I mentioned, though, there were no lights in Esolta. So when I got to Chang, we stayed in the bus for a while to inquire. Other buses were ahead of us, and at one point we saw them returning back to Chang. And our driver had to ask what was going on. They said the landslide just occurred in the morning, and caterpillars are trying to remove the the ground from the road. We sat in the car for a while, and I was traveling with Dr. Fomin, and he suggested we take a bike from, because we are at the top of the hill, we're about descending. So I took a bike from the top of the hill and ended where the landslide occurred. And we got down from the bike and had to trek underneath the hill that is passing through the bushes to get to the other side and take a car now to Boya, or a bike to Boya. But we took a bike from the other side of the hill to to Sancho, then a car now from Sancho to Boya. So I didn't see the ground coming down. I didn't witness the ground going down, but cars were stopped, like no vehicles moving, just bikes, and people were standing and videoing to send to social media perhaps. And the divisional officer was around trying to make sure that everything works out well. So when we got out of there, from the video or from what I saw, you could see that when the first ground that fell, you could actually see that part of it was still hanging. And for someone who is intelligent or know that or have witnessed landslide before, Dr. Fami told me that that ground that is hanging will still fall off. And it was like we should get out of there very fast. So when we got to the other side of the hill, we got into a car that was going up to Chambe, couldn't pass through the road. So we got into the car, it was full, but the driver was delaying. And Dr. Fomin asked me to get out of the car. We took a bike to Sancho. So on reaching Sancho, we got into the bus and we were about taking off when the driver got the call from another colleague or from another bus driver from that was around the Chang Hill, and he told him that that ground that was hanging actually fell off and covered a lot of people. So at that time, they didn't know. Even the caterpillars who were trying to remove the other ground from the road actually covered them. And at that point in time, they could not count how many people were covered, but that was the case at the moment. And from the news on Equinox, the journalist ambassador, he reported that 4 persons have been discovered dead and 1 person taken to the hospital. And he couldn't give the exact figure or the exact number of people that were actually covered because they have not removed the ground. This report was given on the Wednesday morning.
Yes, actually, we have some images. Yeah, some of the images are very graphic that I don't want to share them here. And also, uh, we've also heard that one of the elite that went for the bishop visit event, who was on the trip returning, was caught in that accident and up to now has not been found. So
Yes, sir.
we don't know what is happening. I think the search team is on the ground trying to put pieces together. We don't know if he's dead or he's still alive or he may have missing or for whatever reason, but we cannot independently confirm anything. But what we do know is that that elite who was on that visit with you is somehow missing on that incident, on that landslide. Karine, I want to thank you so much for at least covering that kind of event and bringing us all that footages. Uh, I'm trying to get in touch with Fred, who is now at NJA covering the hair campaign. I know sometimes for hair reason he may not be reachable. Let me try and see if he's there or not. Uh, I don't think. I think he's not. Maybe he's not able to because of the poor network in that area. It's okay, Karim. Why we try to connect with him? We've been talking about community engagement, the role of uh, local community in terms of development. When you look at the BLM, when you went to Salta, you had the president, you had a chief Focha who spoke on behalf of the fund of Salta. You listened to the Secretary General, you had a lengthy conversation with the Secretary General. You also listened to the chairman of the Pastoral Council within the Njensem Parish, how they are trying to integrate. You see a sense of a community trying to engage into development of the local people so that life could come back as it was before. What is your sense of you see people engaging, the crowd that came out, you see people trying to engage in economic activity, fetching water or trying to maybe agricultural activity. Do you see anything like agricultural activities or something that could generate income market or anything of that sort?
No, sir, I didn't see any area that generated income for the people of Assalta. The markets, the markets have been deserted, buildings have been destroyed, and markets are not functioning for now. So they get their goods um I've forgotten the village, but this is the village before you get to Chan.
So the crowd that you saw there were all those people from town, or most of them were resident in the village at home.
Many of the parishioners who came, or yeah, many of the Christians who came were from the 9 mission stations that Esalta has. So they were from different mission stations, different villages around Salta that united
Mhm.
at the Zanchan parish to attend the bishop's pastoral visit. And just a handful of people were out of town who traveled from Yaoundé, who traveled. Actually met Gaza is 990 member that is who is Kumba branch from the Kumba branch, and she was a lone member from Gaza at that event. So just a handful of persons were out of the Esauta Fondom.
Okay. So just a handful of people were coming out of. I think Fred is trying to get in touch with me. Yes, because sometime we are struggling. We have been reporting that the funds of the BLM are urging the people to go back home. I do understand that maybe in Jensen was like the biggest parish, so people are coming from our station or from different parish to congregate together. But at least now we know that the crowd that will see there are those that are actually resident in the village. So the village is not totally deserted the way that maybe we may have thought that it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably you may have gone there where it was not a marketplace. Yes, let me talk to Fred. Fred, we are here in the studio, and I wanted to touch base with you to know exactly what is going on at NJA.
Oh, okay. Director, thank you. We have two founder of from the Saturday night. Today we had a cross section of patients consultation. The every of them are finished today. We are just given the last set, their medication, and we are taking a leave from hunger.
So
Hello?
are you stay at Funga or you are leaving?
We have left.
Okay, you have left the place.
We'll get to the way and I left the place. The doctors had already gone at their own way because everybody had his own direction. Since there were difficult means of movement.
Yes. So in your overview, how can you rate the success of the event entirely?
You know, very, very successful. I can rate it to about 95% success. It's just because of difficulties of transportation, like the bad roads yesterday. The people could not consult because of lack of needles in the lab. They're not able to finish with their lab procedures yesterday. So this morning, they had to transport them from Chang. Those ones that got finished. But because of the bad state of the road, they were not able to reach there yesterday. But today, they have succeeded to get them before 9 o'clock. And by 12 o'clock, everything was done for everybody. And everybody is happy. The various patients have taken enough medication with no lapses.
Yes, when you look at the population that was there, were all of those population just from NJ, or people also came from neighboring villages?
People, a good number of people came from neighboring villages. Mindia, Ka, and Gaga, and participants.
Okay, Fred. Yes.
And so I think
Okay. Do you find out any reason? Yeah, you having a network connectivity issue? I think. Yeah, we'll let you go. Sorry for the poor network. I wanted to ask you the reason why the event was taking place in the parish and not at the head post. Okay. Yeah, Fred. Thank you. Be safe out there.
hello.
Yes, I think. Yeah, I think you are getting disconnected. Are you moving? You need
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. You need to be steady on one
Hello?
spot. You need to be steady on one spot.
Yes, should I just come at the spot?
Yes.
Network is not very in one spot.
Yes.
I don't.
Then if you are moving,
Okay.
it becomes a problem. So I was asking you, did you happen to visit the head post, the community head post at NGA?
Yes. Yes, I did, and I've already sent all the reports to
No, what I'm asking you.
Interviewed the head post worker.
Mm-hmm. So
Yes, they should already understand that.
so now the question I wanted to ask you is, do you was there any reason why maybe the medical screening was not done at the head post rather than at the palace where I believe?
Yes, the main reason that I saw and we Adam projected, that is the health worker at that health post. The main reason that she gave was the health post is is incomplete because the project they started, they raised funds from the community, the locals of that community, who raised the money to construct it, and it's not yet completed, and then the capacity became the population that they estimated for the screening. So that is the more reason why the space and that capacity, since they could not contain the population, they had to take it to the palace where the population could be comfortable. Because patients who are not really strong in him and they start some lack of space for a place to sit, they would have been very dangerous on the side. So chose the palace where they could be some comfort to the patients.
Okay. Yeah, Fred, thank you so much for the wonderful work that you are doing out there. Be safe, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Director.
Yeah. Yes, that was Fred Kamatabong giving us update of what is happening right there in the village at NJA, which is one of the biggest village in Lebanon, where the medical outreach sponsored by Lokudu and Panas were taking place. It was a 3-day medical outreach, He was just trying to give us a preview and saying that the NGA Hair Post, which is under form of rehabilitation and maybe do not have enough capacity that could contain the huge population, and that is why what transfer and the hair campaign or the medical outreach was taking place in the palace. Yes, Karin, before Fred call, we were talking about community engagement and local engagement, and we were trying to find out source of income. Like when you saw all this population, that means you never had the time to talk to somebody like, where do they buy food? What do they do for farming? Where do they have money? How do they live their life if every place is deserted? But you saw a huge crowd down there. Even the Reverend Father, where do they get food? Is it from the farm? Is it that they have to go to Cham to buy stuff?
So the things like vegetables are being cultivated around houses. I actually witnessed a cultivation of vegetable around the parish compound. Things
Mhm.
like this, becang, and that was what the bishop mostly eats in his stays. In his stays in he's staying in Zanchen before he left, and I could see stores around, stores who sell articles, things like bread and this article stuff around the parish as well. Two or three stores were present around there, and a bar, not really a bar, but a bar and a combination of article stores. Those were the only generating income areas I saw.
So it didn't. So it never like also know if people have their livestock, people are rearing their pigs, goat, chicken. That could be another source of income.
Unfortunately, I didn't ask anybody, but the house we slept in before we took off on Tuesday morning, the he raised pigs in his house. Behind his house, he raised pigs, and I think judging from the communal living, like judging from the houses or the houses that are being constructed beside an actual house, like the houses are constructed behind the house where people live in. It's constructed in a way that could it's being allocated for pig rearing and stuff. So from that kind of scenario, I could detect that they are mostly engaged in animal rearing.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you once more. I think at least we kind of have a sense of what was going on there. So it's like it appeared like you slept in one different village, then the next day before you moved to another village.
Yes, sir. The first day I slept in Zanchen, one Miss Dr. Fomin's in-laws house. That's where we slept. And on Monday after the event, we trekked for a while. I think for an hour, 20 minutes in the bushes to go to another house that's closest to the spot where you could sit and get a bike to Chan. Because according to Dr. Fomin, getting a bike from Zanchan would be very difficult because of the nature of the road. So we had to trek for a while before we could get a bike.
So the bishop himself. So when the bishop left Chang, how do you get to Zenchen?
He left from another village to Zanchen. We didn't take similar routes.
Okay. So, but but where before you left to that village too, was it on a bike or he has kind of a
He
vehicle?
was on a he, he was on a bike. So the mistake we made was we didn't inform the bike that they are going to carry us to and fro. This is the organization the bishop made with his bike men to come and take them on Tuesday morning. We didn't do that initiative, so we suffered at our own and we had to trek for a while before we could see a bike to go to Chad.
So the bishop actually took the bike from Chang to the entire trip before and back.
Yes, sir. He told the bike men to come and carry him on Tuesday morning. So they came right to the church premises and carried them back to. a neighboring village where he was still to visit for pastoral.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think that was. I think we now got the gist of what happened. Yeah, Karin. Again, thank you so much for coming. Now, dear viewers, we'll end this segment for now. I was thinking the other people will be coming on line right now so that we could continue and have a section with them. The community at Belua, they have a church that started and left uncompleted, probably due to the crisis or maybe financial reason. I don't know so well, but the elite of that community were supposed to come on here and give us a preview of what is happening. But I do know that they have a fundraising that is taking place somewhere in Boya in months or in the days ahead. So I want to see if the guy can come on. Karin, I will let you go for now, and you stay safe out there until then. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, dear viewers, we have been talking with Karin, our reporter who went to Esauta, how she fared, what happened, and of course, the accident and the landslide that has taken some souls. That even at this moment, people are still searching for some other missing person, and we are waiting for the people of Belua to come online so that they can present their talk. And right now, again, stay tuned as we continue to bring you update of what is happening. Again, this is Gaza Media.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10,